Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our conversation today. We are privileged to have Kathleen Froneman with us, and I've known you for a long time, Kathleen, and Kathleen is one of the most resilient people that I've ever met. Thank you for being here and welcome.
Thank you so much, Em. I appreciate it. And it's nice to be here.
Great. So please tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay. I'm a lecturer at the School of Nursing Science, Northwest University Potchefstroom campus. I am responsible for the teaching of nurse educators when they want to obtain an additional qualification. So all of them are registered nurses. And they are involved in the post-basic program. So myself as a nurse educator, I believe that we are influencing and have a vital role to play in the teaching and learning of nursing students. And therefore my dream is to equip future professional nurses who wants to be nurse educators with the necessary tools and guidance to facilitate presence in their nursing students.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yes, it's really a privilege to have that influence in someone who can, nursing care is about caring, it's about being present. So if we as nurse educators can impact our students, I think we can uplift the quality of nursing care and influence our patient care as well.
Definitely, thank you. So it seems that you're very passionate about presence.
Yes, I am.
And what is your view on presence?
For me, presence is about being there, being with your nursing students. Nursing students can learn how to be present through personal interactions, positive relationships with us as nurse educators in a conducive learning environment. When presence becomes the language of facilitation, our nursing students' learning become more productive, meaningful and lasting. With dedication, perseverance and hard work, we as nurse educators can ensure that we teach and learn future professional nurses to be competent and reflective practitioners who can be present during nursing care.
While you are speaking, I just become aware of a hopeful future for nursing.
Definitely, especially if nurse educators can influence our nursing students, we can really uplift the standard and quality of care.
Great. Yes, so I actually forgot to mention that Kathleen is busy with her PhD on teaching presence. So why do you think that is important to teach presence?
Because not all of us really realize what presence is. Presence is a very difficult concept and many people view it in different ways. Within the teaching discipline, we as nurse educators, you have a real influence on your students, and if you role model presence to students, because when they enter the nursing profession, or let me say when they start with their training, not one of them are aware of how to be present. But if we as nurse educators can facilitate it to our students, we role model it to them and we cultivate it into them, they are be able to see this is the way to go. And people think presence is actually a very difficult concept, but it's not. Just words like being compassionate, care about someone, a touch on the shoulder, really listening to your students. Those are some of the qualities or the attributes of presence. And if they take that into their nursing practice, can you imagine what a wonderful presence we will establish out there?
It's a culture of caring
Yes.
and being compassionate and really seeing one another.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so how do you establish teacher presence?
Okay. First of all, before I get to the established teacher presence, for me, teacher presence is very important because, as I mentioned earlier, our presence can influence the nursing students' lives in so many ways. As an educator, you really have that power. You can help students to believe in themselves, or you can cause them to give up. The next thing is you can show them that they matter. or you can make them feel unworthy. It can cause your students to reach for the stars, or it can crush their dreams forever. So the impact you choose to have on them will make the difference. And as I want to emphasize, our teaching presence have immense power on the lives of our students. So I want to urge nurse educators to use that power wisely.
That is so true, definitely.
Yes. So to come back to the other question, how do you establish teaching presence in the classroom? There are so many ways, but the three important things that I would like to highlight is, and it really works for me as an educator, is first of all to foster a sense of authenticity. By doing this, your students want and need to feel that you are honest, you care for them, you are being sincere when you teach them their subjects. The second one is by building strong relationships with students. You can't believe by developing this personal and optimistic relationships with students, how it maintain and establish presence in them. And then the third one is by projecting confidence. And with regard to confidence, there are so many ways how you can show them confidence. First of all, I can say by believing in yourself as an educator. Teach as much as you can. Cheer yourself on. With regard to the students, celebrate their accomplishments with them, their achievements. Give them acknowledgement for what they are doing. And that is only three ways, but like I previously said as well, just by showing them you care, a touch on the shoulder, listening to them. If you see your students is down, not all of us have a very nice day every day. So by doing that, you really foster a presence in your classroom.
Yes, definitely. That sounds very inspiring.
Yes.
And, I just feel motivated to go and try that.
It is, and I know a lot of critique will come. We have a very busy schedule as nurse educators, especially in the university or the higher education environment. There's so many on our shoulders to do. You have a high workload. It's not only the teaching responsibilities, you have research responsibilities as well as clinical accompaniment of students. So there's so many things to do, but actually to facilitate presence doesn't take that much time. It is, like you said, it's a culture, it's an attitude, it's a way of behaving. So it's the moment you start internalize that type of attributes, it comes by itself.
Definitely.
Yes.
Great. I wonder if you have a word of encouragement for nurses.
Yes, I would really like to, not specifically for nurses, but they can also apply it in nursing, but for nurse educators. Presence already start in the classroom. From the first contact you have with your students, the moment you introduce yourself. So I want to encourage nurse educators, when you introduce yourself to students, take the time and make it a bit personal. Provide them with a little bit of your background, your expertise, your interest. Because just by doing this, you let students see that you are an approachable person and that you are interested in their learning. And remember to always remain present throughout the entire course, not only in the beginning of the course, but until the end, the last day they write the final exam. The power of your presence in the life of students can leave a remarkable impact. Depending on how you're going to use that power, will influence the lives of your students forever. Your presence is fueled by truth. When you have a great day, share it with your students. And when you have a frustrating day, be honest with them and let them see that you are just a human being. Because you will teach them the most about how to be present if your authenticity shines through. And then the last thing I would like to leave with you is your presence in the lives of students will last a lifetime. When you invest in your student and let them know that they are far more than just a name on the attendance register, you move from being a lecturer for teaching them to a mentor that they can trust. The present you leave with students each day will be imprinted on their hearts for years to come. Make sure the message students receive is the one you are proud to share.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Those are very wise and inspiring words, and I'm sure it will mean a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me share my view on presence.
You are welcome. It's very inspiring. Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you.